Hello everyone, welcome back to Piedra Designs. This week I've just got a chunk of maple mounted up on the woodworm screw here. It measures about 8 inches across and it's a hair over 2 inches thick, but as this dried it had warped a little bit, so we aren't going to end up quite that thick. What I thought I'd do is just turn up a very shallow bowl or dish or something, and then maybe try to have the rim of it be kind of a bead or something like that, and put some color on that. I haven't done any coloring on wood since I've had the lathe, so we're going to give that a go, see if I can make that look like something. Anyway, let's get to turning. Alright, time for a little sanding now. Okay, we got that sanded up through 320, and we got the bottom of it signed. Gonna put a coat of sanding sealer on here right now. The sanding sealer I use is just shellac cut down 50% with denatured alcohol. Not gonna do any more finish than that right now because of the color I'm going to be using is spirit stain, and so once that spirit stain's on here, I won't be able to use the shellac. I'll be finishing it with a spray lacquer. We'll give that a little bit of time to dry, and then we'll get it turned around and get it hollowed out. pretty happy with that. I'm gonna get it sanded up and we'll bring you guys back after we're done with the sanding. Okay, we got that all sanded up on the inside here, up through 320 again. Now I'm going to take this little maple wedge and see if I can burn this line, this groove that I got in there. And that isn't working like I wanted it to. I've done that on spindle work, and I can make it work on spindle work, but this bowl is wanting to flex or something like that. And so we're getting really dark in here and then light areas. So it's flexing away. Let's see what it does on the back side. Yeah, that's not doing what I want it to do. I think I'm going to take that off and start over again. It'll make us lose a little diameter, but alright, I'm gonna have to think about that a minute, what I can do to get that groove for the rim recut, and then I'm gonna have to think about how I'm gonna get that burned, because I need to get that burned. The burned, scorched wood line will help prevent the dye from bleeding over into the rest of the bowl, which we don't want to do. So I'm gonna get that other groove, get the new groove cut in here, and think about how I'm gonna get that burned and not just make an absolute mess of it. Alright, so I've got that line re-burned in there. What I ended up doing was just using my pyrography pen. Couldn't get the line quite as crisp as I wanted it, but being the first time we're playing with color too, we're just gonna go with it now. What I'm gonna use is Artisan. It is a spirit dye, alcohol-based dye. I'm gonna go with purple this time. My original plan when I thought of doing this was to use black, which I do have black, but if I do everything color-wise with black, then we miss out on a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So see if I can manage to keep the dye within the burn line on the rim here. So this is what this is going to look like for a while. I'll finish up the top of this rim and then I'll get the inside in here. I may have to go back and do another coat. This outside where the shellac was on it, it's kind of giving me some issues. I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera or not, but there's some thick spots, so I'm gonna have to do a bunch of touch up on that, but we'll come back once we have all of that dyed and we're ready to start putting our actual finish on. All right, so that stain's had hour and a half to dry now. I'm gonna go ahead and put a coat of lacquer on it. I'll leave that to dry while it's running on the lathe for a little bit. Just try to avoid having any runs. And probably going to put 3 or 4 coats of lacquer on here. So we'll come back once we're done with the lacquer. Alright, so we've got this done as good as I'm going to get it done for now. I've been having issues with the lacquer finish on here. This is actually the second finish. The first one, I got some runs in it, so I sanded everything off, had to redo the color, and I've still got some issues with it. I'm probably going to have to sand it off again, do it again. But we came out at 7.5 inches in diameter. We're about 1.5 inches tall, and my first go around with the Spirit dies, I'm actually pretty happy with how that came out. I'm normally not one that likes to color wood. I like to leave it natural, but just a little bit of color like this, I think for me, that's all right. Anyway, that's the video for this week. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends on all your other social media platforms. From Piedra Designs, thanks for watching.